Broadcasting. We're live, and today is Monday, Motivation Monday, actually. I don't know if you guys knew that. Did you guys knew that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, cool. And we're going to be talking about the language of success. We have, well, Paul, for the most part, has a couple things for us. The rest of us are just going to chime in and give our 2 cents, maybe add something here and there. Yeah, so go ahead and take it away, Paul.
All right. When it comes to success, there's actually, I found a list of words that are the most powerful words you can use in your language. So I was going to read off the list, and you can see the percentages because so many of us use words that inhibit our success. It does the opposite of success. So, and this goes for any kind of activity you want to do, any goal you have. We really, really have to watch what we're saying because this does become our actions. So, starting with 0%. When you say I won't, 0% chance of success. So I won't has a 0% chance of success.
It's kind of obvious.
I can't. How many times do you hear I can't? I mean, as a physical education teacher, I hear it daily, multiple times. So I hear it a lot. Kids say it a lot. People say it a lot. 10% chance of success. So I can't. 10%. I don't know how. There's another one. Very, very common one. 20% chance of success. So you say I don't know how, 20% chance. You have a 20% chance of succeeding. I wish I could. 30%. I want to. 40%. I think I might. 50%. I might. 60%. I think I can. 70%. Okay? And the two top things you want to say, these are the highest levels of success. If you put these in your vocabulary, I can, 80% chance of success, and I am, 90% chance. So I am is the most powerful phrase, words you can use. You want to eliminate the I won't, I can't, I don't know how. You want to eliminate that stuff because all that does is hold you back and it inhibits your success. You don't want to be successful, you keep using those things because you're not going to be. You're just looking at the percentages. Anyway, I thought that was very eye-opening, just looking at that. And looking at the two most powerful phrases, I can and I am. And I am being the most powerful. I actually heard something the other day where he was actually talking about I am statements too and how powerful those are and how you should use those multiple times of the day.
Can you give us an example?
I am healthy. I am happy. I am wealthy. I am prosperous. Just to say a few. I am confident. I am a great leader. I am inspired. And you can go whatever you want to do. That's
yeah.
And then I can's obvious. You know, you start saying you can do it. But so many of us right away, oh, I can't do that. It's too big. I can't do it. I don't know how. And right there, that stops us. Like, okay, you don't know how. Well, what can you do to learn, right? Maybe you don't know how yet, or you can't do it yet. Then put that yet at the end. That will help a lot too.
Yeah.
So what we say, what we think, and what we say actually manifest into our actions, which manifest into our results. So it becomes our actions, becomes our results. So it's very, very, very important to learn the how to speak correctly, how to speak empowering words that are going to build us up and not tear us down, and help us to, believe in our goal, believe we can achieve whatever it is we're trying to achieve. So it's really, this is something I have been doing and putting more and more in my vocabulary, and it's very empowering. It just so just next time you think you can't do it, stop yourself. And this is something I learned too. This is actually in the new Psycho-Cybernetics. When you find yourself saying something negative, something maybe you're gossiping about someone, maybe you're complaining, maybe you're doing, just anything negative. Find a cue word, like you could say cancel, for example, cancel. So, let's say, hey, look at that lady, she's doing it all wrong. Cancel. Right away that sends a message to your brain, like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. That's not something that's positive. I shouldn't be doing that. So it's these words that really do matter. So remember, I am healthy. I can exercise, right? I am wealthy. I am prosperous. I am happy. Whatever it is, just go. I'd say 5 to 10 things a day, just like that, maybe twice a day, in the morning, at night, or as many times as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to start sticking. You're going to start believing it, and in doing so, you're going to become more confident. You're going to accomplish a whole lot more.
Definitely.
Okay. Want me to go more on that, or anybody else want to add something to the conversation?
Tom, you want to go ahead? You're muted.
Mute.
It's the power of the subconscious mind. So whatever you think's what's going to happen, and we all have things that we think. And actually, to break it down, what they say, this is like from Think and Grow Rich and all those books that came out back then. And we only use between 5 to 10% of our brain. And 75% of that is consumed by our subconscious.
Mm.
So really, whatever we think is what's going to happen, because it gets fed into our subconscious. So what I did to really turn things around many years ago. Hey, can you mute yours out, Mariana?
I think it's Paul's, actually.
But he's gone right now.
I think he's still there. It's just, here, I'll mute myself too, but...
Okay. Yeah, that sounds a lot better now. So anyway, there's no echo right now that I can hear. So anyway, in the beginning when, when I had to started making some changes many years ago, then at first I might think I wasn't going to make it, or I was a jerk, or call myself names, and I had to start almost like lying to myself. And as soon as I could catch it, sometimes I'd say maybe I'd feel like it for like 2 weeks, and I got to a week, and then to a day, and to an hour. But I have to even, in the beginning, some techniques that work is if they turn it around. So as soon as you say that you're not going to make it, as soon as you catch yourself, you need to say, I know I am going to make it. And then also, when we do have thoughts like that it's usually tied around or connected to this acronym called HALT, and it's either I'm too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. So when you're thinking these thoughts, or you have low self-esteem thoughts, then typically try to do a scan to see, are you hungry? Are you lonely? Are you angry? Are you tired about something? And it's usually tied to one of those things. But back to turning it around, as soon as you can feel yourself saying something negative, then say something positive. And eventually, you'll start thinking more positive. Another good thing that would help would do a gratitude. If people could look up what a gratitude journal is and be grateful, even for the things that are happening in your life that aren't that great. A lot of research has been done, and I've been doing it myself lately because I've been taking this course, is a gratitude journal. So even if something's negative, write something that you can get out of it, that you can glean from it, that's positive. Maybe you lost your job. Well, it's going to allow you to look for a better job, to work for yourself. A relationship ends. Well, obviously, you walk away from learning from that person what you don't want in your life, maybe, or you look at the things that you gained from that person that you learned. So there's a lot of different things that we should be looking at that, to be grateful for. That's a big thing too. The other thing would be positive affirmations, which we did talk about that a little bit a couple of hangouts ago. But make some things that are affirmations. You know, like Paul said, you know, speaking in the present tense or, you know, the future tense. Don't speak like when I get to that point. You know, it's more like I am 175 pounds and 10% body fat. I have a house on the ocean in the mountains. I do go to the best places. I travel to the best places. Those are some things for goals, but affirmation also can be done that same way also, where it's a combination of things, and it's, you know, and it's not going to change overnight. It's going to take some time and some work. They say it takes 21 days for a habit to change, or to change a habit. So, you know, you got to give yourself time. At the same vein, I say be gentle on yourself, because, you know, and also look at the people that you're hanging around with, or that you're involved with, or that you work with. Are they negative? Because really it's just negativity. So, you know, I would suggest working on getting as much negativity and stress out of your life as possible, because really it just weighs you down. You know, they had that saying a long time ago, they still do, but it's been around for a while, misery loves pain. You know, they also say that if 95% of the people are underachievers, and what that means is, like, to achieve doesn't necessarily mean monetarily. It could mean you got a great job you like, relationship with the spouse or significant other, your family, you're doing hobbies that you like, you're attaining some type of goals. And when people see you doing these things, or you're always in an upbeat mood and happy and maybe getting in better shape, or you're going to a church you like, or your kids are doing good in school, when people see you succeeding in these areas, they do not like that subconsciously, and they will sabotage you and try to pull you back to where they are, especially family. You hear about it with weight loss quite a bit. What are you doing that for? Why are you eating that food? Come on, you know, we're having a barbecue. Why don't you just eat this stuff? You got to stand tall and be strong. Maybe not go. Maybe bring your own food, or have enough willpower to turn down certain food. Have a plan when you're going out to eat. Have a plan that, you know, when you're going to work out. Write it into your day timers so you know what time you're going to work out. But going back to the words and stuff like that, it's really negativity, and you have to guard against that. You know, putting up a force field. You know, I learned to say, you know, when I had low self-esteem, I mean, I'd internalize stuff. I mean, I think we all internalize things at different levels or different times and stuff, but, you know, somebody say, oh, you're never going to make it. I'm like, yeah, I know. You know, now it's like, well, I'm glad you feel that way, but I don't feel that way. So you got to get strong, and it doesn't happen overnight. You got to get used to you know, talking positive to yourself. You got to get used to telling people, you know, gently and in a nice way, not being rude, that, you know, it's okay that you feel that way, but I am going to lose this weight. I am going to be in that bodybuilding contest. I am going to do that 25-mile charity ride in September, or if it's 40 miles or 100 miles, whichever level you pick. You know what I mean? So these are the things that I've learned, you know, from, you know, being around a lot of people and working around, you know, a lot of personal development over the years, is that, you know, it takes a while. I mean, I read a book that was titled The Secret of the Ages, and that's where I started really into personal development, you know, many years ago. Come to find out, it was written at the same time that Think and Grow Rich was, that AA was founded, and all these things like that. And I mean, when I read that book the first time, I didn't even get it. And I picked it up a year and a half later, and everything like seeped in. I could really understand what the philosophy was, you know, and so what I'm saying, if you don't get something, just keep on doing it and do it. It's repetition. The book that we've all read, a lot of us have read, is The Compound Effect, doing little things every day to make progress down the road. So that's my 2 cents worth for right now. What do you think, Paul? Mariana got locked up.
Okay. I think what you said is really great. I really like the whole gratitude thing, because one of the things I have realized is when you are grateful, when you have a spirit of gratitude, it's hard to be negative. Like, you really can't be negative. Like, how are you going to be negative if you're saying 10 things you're grateful for? It just doesn't. It doesn't work. It doesn't go together. So that's definitely another thing you can do to really start feeling better and moving forward is just start saying what you're grateful for. And if you don't think you're grateful for anything, then that's a whole other issue because, I mean, you got your legs, you have your mental health, you have your eyes, I mean, whatever it is, you have a roof over your head, you have a bed to sleep in. There's always some language in the older books because it's different language. It's English, but it's just a different time. We're talking about the invention of radio, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
different time. And you're talking about Andrew Carnegie, and the people of that time and Thomas Edison, and
Mm-hmm.
those kind of people. But we have a lot to learn from him. These people were geniuses. They accomplished great things, and they understood that you need to have these not you can't be dwelling on the negative, and your talk really your thinking really influences your actions. What comes out of your mouth. I've heard that it starts if you don't like your outward, you don't like what's happening on the outside, what's happening right now, you need to go to the inside. It starts at the inside. So if you look at a tree, for example, and it's not bearing the right kind of fruit, maybe it's bearing fruit that's very small, or it's just not ripe, or it's not good fruit. Well, maybe the root system's not established enough. You got to go to the inside. So I think that starts with our words, how we speak, and how we speak will manifest into our actions and turn to our results, because the actions we're taking. If you're saying you can't, you're not taking many actions. If you're saying you can't, you won't. If you're saying you won't, you're not doing anything, right? So how are you going to change anything if you're doing that? So, Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's powerful right there. Thinking. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Actually have a little poem I wanted to read. I could save that till the end. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
Sorry, I cut out. Oops. I just had a quote that I found from Napoleon Hill, and it applies to, thinking and things we speak and how it affects ourselves. Well, how it affects others, but it definitely affects our own mind as well. He said, "Think twice before you speak, because your words and influence will plant a seed of either success or failure in the mind of another." And I think that really rings true for everyone that's around you, but at the same time, you're speaking those words, and it's starting, it's being recorded into your mind. So that was all I wanted to say. If you want to go ahead and read that poem, and then we can end there.
That's all you got? Like this whole topic? That's all
I was gonna talk about a whole thing, and I can't remember what I was saying before I cut out. So sorry.
All right. Well, let me just read this. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, you almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or late, the man who wins is a man who thinks he can. Now this was written early 1900s, so that's why the man's in there, but it goes for women too.
That's really good. Where did you find that?
Think and Grow Rich.
That's good. I like that. Awesome. Well, for those of you watching live, we do have another hangout on Wednesday. I don't think we've pinpointed what the topic will be yet, have we? Not yet. It will be health related. Wellness Wednesday comes 2 days from now, so just come back and check us out. We also have a button if you're watching this on our on a Facebook app or some other place. There's a button down in the bottom somewhere where you can find either Tom, Paul, or myself, and we can work with you if you really need help with motivation or health, getting a kick in the butt, I don't know. Okay, we're here to help you in whatever way we can. So, and obviously if we don't have the answers for you, we will definitely find them for you. If you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, please like, share, comment, leave your comments. We love reading your thoughts or seeing suggestions for any topics in the future. So with that, I think we're good. Did I miss anything?
You covered it.
Awesome.
Yeah, the
so,
button.
huh?
The button. You already said that, but don't forget about the button.
Button. All right. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great Monday. And yeah, that's it.
Peace.
Bye.